Hello everyone, I am Sana Kulkarni. Today we are going to discuss with the chapter nuclei in this session second. So in this session, first we will discuss regarding what is the size of the nucleus. So from the experiments, it is found that the volume of the nucleus it is proportional to the number of nucleons which is present in the nucleus, that is it is present in it, or generally you can call it as a mass number A. So generally nuclei are found to be in a spherical shape. So for that, if R is the radius of the nucleus with a mass number A, then the volume of the nucleus that will be given by the volume of the sphere. So that is V is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube, where R is the radius of the nucleus. And already we know that volume is directly proportional to the mass number. Therefore, we can write it as it is volume is 4 by 3 pi R cube is directly proportional to the mass number A. Or we can write the same equation as 4 by 3 pi R cube is equal to Ca, where C is the proportionality constant. From this, what is the radius of the nucleus? That R is equal to, we can write it as it is 3C divided by 4 pi into A the whole raised to 1 by 3. Or we can write it as it is R is equal to, it is R naught into A raised to 1 by 3, where R naught is the constant term, that is 3C by 4 pi, where C is the, generally we can call it is a velocity of light, and 4 pi that we can already value is known. So therefore R is equal to, it is R naught into A raised to 1 by 3 we are getting. Since R naught it is a constant and its value is found to be that R naught is equal to 3C divided by 4 pi whole raised to 1 by 3, that value is approximately equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 meter, or R naught is equal to, we can say it is 1.2 Fermi. So 1 Fermi means it is 10 raised to minus 15 meter. So it is 1.2 Fermi we are getting. The smallest nucleus in the nature is the hydrogen atom, that is 1H1, has a radius of about 1.3 Fermi, whereas the biggest nucleus in the nature is the uranium 238, that has a radius of about 8 Fermi. Then we will discuss regarding the nuclear mass. Nuclear mass means the atomic mass and the nuclear mass which are measured in terms of atomic mass unit. And one atomic mass unit, that is 1 U, is defined as it is 1 by 12th of the mass of a carbon atom, that is carbon 12. Therefore, we can write 1 atomic mass unit, or 1 U, is equal to, it is mass of 1 atom of carbon atom, that is C12, divided by the 12, that is carbon atom. Therefore, there are 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms are there in 12 grams of carbon, that is C12. Therefore, mass of one atom of carbon is equal to, it is 12 divided by 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 grams, because there are 6.02 into 10 to the power of 12 atoms are there in a 12 gram of that. Therefore, for one atom of carbon we are getting, it is 12 divided by 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 grams. That will be found as 1 unit is equal to 1 by 12 whole into 12 divided by that 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 gram. So 12 get cancelled. So 1 divided by 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23, we are getting it as 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram. Therefore, 1 unit is equal to, it is 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram, or it is minus 27 kg. The mass of proton and the mass of neutron, they are nearly equal. That is, we have mass of proton is mp, that is approximately equal to mass of neutron, that is mn, that is approximately equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27. That we can write it as m capital N, that is mass of the nucleon. So it is a mass of a nucleon, And the mass of electron, already we know it is me is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, or also we can write it as it is 0.000554 unit, that is atomic mass unit. So mass of proton and mass of neutron, which are same, which is of order of 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg, and mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. Next is, if A is the mass number of the nucleus, thus mass of a nucleus, that capital M, is equal to the mass number A as well as mass of a nucleon, that is Mn. Since mass of electron is very small as compared to the mass of nucleon. Next we will discuss regarding the nuclear density. Already we know how to define the density. Density is equal to, it is mass by volume. So here the nuclear density, that is the size of nucleus, is very small, and practically the entire mass of an atom is contained in the nucleus. Then the mass per unit of nucleus is called as, it is a nuclear density. So density is mass by volume. So mass per unit volume of the nucleus, that is called as the nuclear density. Therefore the nuclear density rho is equal to, we can write it as mass of a nucleus divided by volume of nucleus. Then what is the mass of nucleus? Mass of nucleus is nothing but it is mass of proton and mass of neutron, or mass of proton or mass of neutron, and into mass number divided by the volume of nucleus. Therefore, to what is mass of proton, we can write. Now for a nucleus, a mass number A, the nuclear mass is equal to A into Mn, where Mn is the mass of each nucleon, and the volume of nucleus, already we know it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So but r is equal to, it is r naught into a raised to 1 by 3. Therefore volume of nucleus is 4 by 3 pi r naught into a raised to 1 by 3 the whole raised to cube. Therefore it is 4 by 3 pi, that is 3 get cancelled, it is r naught the cube into a. So this is what the volume of the nucleus we got. Then we can find what is the nuclear density. So the nuclear density rho is equal to, it is a mass of a nucleus divided by volume of a nucleus. So therefore we can write what is the volume of a nucleus as well as the mass of a nucleus. Therefore rho is equal to mass of nucleus, already we have found, it is 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27 into 8 whole divided by 4 by 3 pi r naught cube into a. So a get cancelled, then we can write rho is equal to, take that 3 upside, 3 into 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27 whole divided by 4 pi. R naught value is already known, it is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 the whole cube. While solving this, we are getting the answer as, then rho is equal to 3 into 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27 whole divided by 4 into 3.142 into 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 the whole cube. Therefore we are getting the answer as 4.98 into 10 to the power of minus 27 whole divided by 12.568 into 1.728 into 10 to the power of minus 45. So the last answer becomes, that is rho is equal to 2.38 into 10 to the power of 17 kg per meter cube. Thus the nuclear density rho is constant, that is it is independent of the mass number of all the nuclei. So rho which does not depend upon the mass number of all the nuclei. So this is what the nuclear density of the nucleus we can say. Then we can go to discuss with mass energy relation. From the theory of relativity, Einstein established that mass and energy are equivalent. the energy which is equivalent to mass m is E is equal to m into c square, where c is the velocity of light in vacuum. And according to this relation, mass is the another form of energy, and one can convert this mass energy into the other forms of energy, such as the kinetic energy and vice versa. In nuclear and elementary particle interactions, both conversions of mass into energy and conversion of energy into mass takes place. Therefore, while applying the law of conservation of energy to nuclear reactions, the energy associated with mass is also included. So here the mass is energy, both are equivalent. So mass that will be converted into energy and energy will be converted into the mass, that we can say. Then we will discuss the experimental verification of Einstein's mass energy relation. So for that first one, a positron has the same mass as an electron, but it is an opposite charge. So that is positive. Positron means it is a positive charge particle. So positron is an antiparticle to an electron. When an electron and a positron they will come close to each other, they annihilate or destroy each other, and their masses are converted into energy, and the energy is liberated or that will be released in the form of gamma rays. So this process is called as pair annihilation. Annihilation means destroying. Here, because the positron is a positive charge and an electron is an negatively charged, so whenever both will come to each other or both will come close to each other, they will destroy each other, and their masses will be converted into an energy, and that energy is liberated in the form of gamma rays, and this process is called as pair annihilation process. And the next one is when a gamma ray photon of energy 1.02 mega electron volt or more than this is approaching the heavy nucleus due to the action of intense electric field, the gamma ray photon is converted into the pair of particles, an electron and a positron. So in this case what happens, the gamma ray photon that will be converted into the two pairs or the two particles, one is an electron and another one is the positron. So this process is called as pair production, and it is a reverse of pair annihilation. Pair annihilation means it is a destroying, and pair production means whenever, so the gamma ray photon that will be converted into the two particles, one is an electron and another one is positron. For that the gamma ray photon must be of energy of 1.02 mega electron volt or more than this. So otherwise the pair production will not be taken place. And this process is called as pair production, and it is a reverse of the pair annihilation. Thus energy is converted into mass in this mass in the two particles here. During nuclear fission, a heavy nucleus will be split up into the smaller nuclei. There is a decrease in a total mass. This decrease in mass is converted into energy, which is liberated during the process. So this is this principle which behind the explosion of nuclear bomb and the working of a nuclear reaction. That is, in the case of nuclear fission, a heavy nucleus that will be split up into the smaller nuclei. So there will be decrease in a total mass, and this decrease in the mass that will be converted into the energy that will be liberated during the process. So this principle, that principle we are using in case of the explosion of the nuclear bomb, that is heavy nuclear bomb, whenever it will be thrown, at that time that will be splits up into the smaller nuclei, and there will be decrease in the total mass, but that energy will be liberated. The huge amount of energy will be released during this process. So these are the certain mass energy relations we know. and the experimental observations. Now, energy is equivalent to 1 atomic mass unit. How this will be possible? Just you can see that energy is equivalent to 1 atomic mass unit. For that, we know according to the theory of relativity, E is equal to m into c square, where c is the velocity of light in vacuum, and that we can call it, the c value is 2.9979 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Generally we can take it as it is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Then 1 atomic mass unit is that U is equal to 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Therefore, by equation we can write E is equal to m into c square. So m value is 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27, because for 1 atomic mass unit already we have calculated this value, into c value it is 2.9979 into 10 to the power of 8 the whole square. So after solving this, we will get the answer it as E is equal to 14.919 into 10 to the power of minus 11 joule, or we can write, we have to convert this into electron volt, that is 14.919 into 10 to the power of minus 11 whole divided by the charge of electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So electron volt we are getting. After dividing this, you will get it as it is 9.313 into 10 to the power of 8 electron volt, or I have to convert that into mega electron volt, that is 931.3 mega electron volt. So thus 1 atomic mass unit is equivalent to 931.3 mega electron volt of energy. That is 1 atomic mass unit, that is 1 U is equal to 931.3 mega electron volt. So this is what we can discuss regarding the experimental verification of Einstein's mass energy relation, as well as the energy which is equivalent to 1 atomic mass unit. This is very important while solving the problems. Just to remember, 1 atomic mass unit is equal to 931.3 mega electron volt. Thank you.